This program was brought to you by PennyMac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness. With the people, products, and technology to take you there, it's why they say, at PennyMac, greatness lives here.
Welcome to The Interest. I'm Christine Stewart. What an amazing few days in Vegas. We enjoyed meeting all of you and learning more about what's happening in the industry. We're at a pivot point, and we know all of you are trying to figure out where things are going over the next few months. It's a scary time, but it's also an exciting time. There's opportunity out there, you just have to grab it. But we know it's a lot. Our own Katie Jensen talked to Megan Marsh about how to maintain your cool.
You can learn how to know your numbers, you can learn how to prospect the best way, but you have to learn how to control your emotions through the ups and downs, through the things we go through in this industry.
Co-founder of Keystone Alliance Mortgage, Megan Marsh knows all about mental warfare. LOs and brokers who attended Maximum Acceleration were eager to hear about it.
It is an emotional industry. I had to learn. I used to be the girl who would cry over the underwriters' emails and my closer doing this, and I had to learn how to take control of my brain.
In order to overcome obstacles, persevere through hardship, and succeed in this business, Marsh says you need to have the right mindset.
Have something visually in front of you that will remind you who you are, because you are going to call a real estate agent, like I did when I started and walked into an office and she was screaming at the top of her lungs, right? Like, we've had those situations, those of us that are veterans, and we're doing a lot of business, right? So when you go through those things, even if it's over the phone or somebody makes a comment in a video you made, you have to learn how to ignore those things.
Where can you go for support?
So you have to find people in the real estate and mortgage industry that understand that. And so coming to events like this, finding the people, if it's in Facebook groups, finding people who understand what we're going through, so you can talk to someone, they're like, oh, I dealt with that too, or oh, here's what I did that made it better. That helps. You have to have other people. You have to lean on people who get it, and that's helped me a ton.
Originator Connect is one of those events where you can find guidance, whether it's to improve your marketing game, your networking skills, or even your mental strength. From the Mortgage News Network, I'm Katie Jensen.
Mortgage rates are high and the refi boom is over, but that doesn't mean you can't be writing loans. You just have to know where to look. One growing segment of the market centers around investors. We talked to Jeffrey Tesh of RCN Capital to learn more.
What do brokers need to know? They need to know that there's an entire world out there today of investors that are buying single-family homes for investment purposes. And folks, they need financing.
Jeffrey Tesh of RCN Capital says the refi boom may have ended because of rising mortgage rates, but there's still plenty of loans to write.
And the rise in interest rates really hasn't slowed us down much. Investors are still buying. 51% of investment properties in the United States are portfolios of one.
And the rental market is booming at the moment, but it's not all about those big investors.
Most investors are mom and pop investors, and they're going to their local mortgage broker to find that funding that they need. And that's really where the independent mortgage broker comes in.
Tesh says that RCN has white-labeled its educational materials for brokers to make it easier to find these types of investors and close these loans.
I believe the average homeowner moves every 6.9 years. That may have changed since COVID, but that's the stat that's in my head.
Right.
For an investor, especially somebody that's building out a rental portfolio or a serial flipper, this is a rinse and repeat over and over again.
For the Mortgage News Network, I'm Christine Stewart.
And finally, independent mortgage banks and mortgage subsidiaries of charter banks on average showed a net loss of $82 for every loan originated in the second quarter of 2022. That's a drop of over $300. That number is a large reason why only 57% of companies were profitable. That's down from 72% in the first quarter of 2021. Marina Walsh of the MBA says with lower volume, lower revenues, and higher costs relative to the first quarter, the average pre-tax net production income per loan reached its lowest level since the fourth quarter of 2018. We'll be right back after a message from our sponsors.
This program was brought to you by PennyMac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness.
For more on these and all of today's top stories, visit themortgagenewsnetwork.com.